Today we're reviewing the Gold Day AI Expert Advisor. So this one is done by Mr. Anton Zverev, and it caught my attention for a few reasons. It appears to be a very simple EA. However, there might actually be a real strategy behind it. My favorite part about this sales page, which is kind of hilarious, is that it says the EA does not use grid, martingale, or artificial intelligence. Yet the name is literally Gold Day AI. So this is a prime example of somebody trying to kind of rank a bit higher on the MQL5 marketplace, because he knows that some folks are searching for the term AI, but at the end of the day, he's not actually using AI. But I actually prefer this approach because he's not just lying. It's in the name, but it doesn't necessarily need to be artificial intelligence. Perhaps it's his, grandmother's initials. Like, you have no idea what exactly it means here, but I found that kind of amusing in my opinion. And essentially here he's saying that it's trading on the daily time frame, and it appears to be taking one trade a day. So it's also like he does need to also indicate that you need to change, he is indicating that you do need to change the GMT time zone. So this means that it's most likely some sort of time-dependent bot, probably either an opening range breakout, maybe you're buying at the open and you're holding for the entire day, but there does appear to be perhaps a real strategy here, which is kind of interesting. So if we look here, we can see that it's holding quite often for a fairly short period of time, but sometimes you also have larger hold periods where it kind of holds for perhaps several hours and captures a larger chunk. So here I've actually taken the liberty of running a backtest in MT5, and as I'm running this with every tick based on real ticks, it's being a bit slow. So I'm going to quickly pause the video and come back once this is finished. Okay, so we're seeing an absolutely parabolic equity curve here. And once again, it's pretty simple what this guy is doing, and many developers have done this, where essentially we know gold has been going up like crazy the past few years, so it isn't really rocket science to develop a bot that just buys gold and holds, because theoretically you're able to take advantage of that super strong bullish momentum, provided you just don't short and you never really close anything, or you do close the occasional one, but you can kind of overfit to that bullish momentum. So that would be my guess in regards to what it is he's doing here, because turning 10 grand into 770 grand, like, it means that the amount of leverage he's using would only work if he knows which direction gold is going in. So like, for instance, we have long only bots. I'm a big fan of long only bots. However, you need to kind of have something which gets you out of the market in the event that the market regime changes, right? Because if you like train a data set on like when gold was just absolutely flying up, that won't necessarily be a great idea, because you're going to underestimate the risk involved. Like, yeah, sure, if something just goes super high, you can throw a bunch of leverage at it and you're going to still have a pretty good system, because like, you're just overfitting to a certain type of market regime. But if gold turns the other way, and let's say we enter a bearish period or a sideways period, and you're still heavily levered, you can be in for a really nasty surprise. And that's what I think this guy is doing here. If we look at the actual trades, it appears to be something time-based. Let's put it on the hourly, maybe to see. And he appears to be, entering actually a few times a day. No, it's not just one trade a day. And I think most of them are time-based, where he's aiming to capture a good chunk of the daily range, which is a good strategy on gold. I do this with our golden longbow bot, but he's kind of coupling that with some scalpers. And let's look at the actual deal size here. So he's not scaling, so there's no grid, there's no martingale, there is a stop loss. We're seeing some losers, some winners, so it is a real strategy. Like, there's no history reader here or anything which is too crazy. It looks more like he's essentially buying, not quite at the open, but pretty close. Oh yeah, no, he is buying at the open. So yeah, there's a few different strategies here, one of which is just buying at the open, holding to the close, which is something that I love to do as a technical entry as well. However, you usually need to have some sort of fundamental filter there just to get you out of the market in the event that gold turns bearish. And at the same time, he's thrown a couple scalpers in here too, which kind of take advantage of some more volatile periods in the market. So there actually is some interesting strategies here. So it isn't a history reader, it isn't a fake bot. There is some stuff going on here, but the issue is he's just massively over leveraging because he knows that gold went up for a year. So it's not a bad strategy per se, but the only issue is if gold turns, we have no idea how this thing's going to work. So not a bad strategy, not great. I probably wouldn't necessarily buy it because I have a bot which in my mind is better at doing something, not a similar strategy, but has a lot of the same technical entries. But you can see why he's done this, and you can see why there could be good applications of it. So I'm curious to see how it works in terms of the live signal, particularly if gold's going back up now, so he's probably pretty happy, but we would need to wait and see essentially. So guys, hope you enjoyed my video, and I will see you in the next one.